Hi Meeting House Alliston, and welcome to this week's update video. It is early on Tuesday morning because Liam needs to put in the work by making this update video before he goes off to daycare. Yes, Liam is starting daycare, and that is both exciting for him and for his parents. We're gonna do our best to keep making these weekly update videos. So as we play a little bit before we go on to daycare, we will share a few things and we hope that you enjoy it. Number one, Jesus people. Number one, Jesus people are apparently babies. That's what Liam has been saying, babies. But that's not what Jesus people are this week. Jesus people this week are parish-minded people. And I know as a church, we are trying to shift our mind around this idea of parish-mindedness, moving from a site-mindedness, which is one central location, to a parish-mindedness, which is a geographical region. And for our church, our geographical region would be New Tecumseh, where we are living. That is our region, and we want to provide spiritual ownership for that area and care for the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of the people around us. And we might be asking the question, what does this look like practically? Well, practically, I would say, let's start with the people who are close to you. Start with the people that you rub shoulders with, that you bump shoulders with. Start with the people who are in your sphere of influence. Think about the neighbors that you pass by as you get into your car. Those are the types of people where we want to take intentional relational investment in getting to know them. Yeah, is this your little buddy? Yeah, your little buddy. Getting to know those people so that we can have a positive influence in their life, have very meaningful conversations, and be able to be at a place where we can support them physically and emotionally. So parish-minded people are individuals who don't just coast through life, but they say, who's around me? How can I create moments so that they know that I care about them, care for their physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. Can we move on to number two? Number two. Yeah. Number two, can you say two? Number two. For number two this week, we are highlighting the fact that for our local hosting time, our lobby time, immediately following the live stream on Sunday mornings, we are going to be having communion. So this Sunday, immediately following the live stream, bring your own elements, bring your own cup, bring your own bread, and we are going to gather together as a community to celebrate the Eucharist. Which is perfect because it's Thanksgiving. And so this will be a way for us to see our church family during Thanksgiving. I think you just hit yourself in the face. And yeah, but that's okay, buds. So bring your own elements, local hosting time this Sunday. Deal? Deal.
Number three, our message recap. On Sunday, we allowed ourselves to be encouraged by the early church in Macedonia. And what's unique about the early church in Macedonia is that in one breath, they went from saying yes to following Jesus to then being labeled enemies of the state, which brought a whole bunch of challenge and persecution with socioeconomic and political implications. And so we wanted to ask the question, how did they remain hope-filled in the midst of these challenges? How did they remain anchored and centered on Jesus and have the ability to confidently move out in witness to the work of Jesus in both word and deed? And what we learned is that as we looked at the rhythm of this early church community, we saw some very crucial habits that helped them stay grounded and rooted and confident and hope-filled. And these four habits were: one, breaking of the bread, so doing life together, just being invested in hanging out, having positive influences, Jesus influences in your life. The next would be the prayers, which is worship, this transcendent ability to come to God and to say, God, in the midst of this suffering, I am choosing to declare that you are faithful, that you are able to see this through, that you are here now. Number 3 is the apostles' teaching, or just learning. Learning, being people who come and learn from Scripture and the faithful voices of those around us who understand Scripture and the way of Jesus, so that we can learn how to follow Jesus in real life, trying to figure out the 1,000,001 implications of what it looks like to live in the good news of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus. And finally, the 4th habit is fellowship. Fellowship being sharing and a commitment to sharing, opening up our lives and saying, all of my expertise, my financial privilege, my time, my energy, whatever it might be, all of my resources, I give in common to my family, my church family. So if I have something that someone else can use, I am going to offer and share it. These 4 habits helped to root and ground the early church in the midst of a time that was constantly changing and providing challenges. And the encouragement to us is for us to remain rooted and grounded in those 4 habits as well. Yes, they are going to look different in this season, but we can still creatively engage in these 4 habits on a personal level and at a collective level in order to help us remain rooted and grounded and centered on the way of Jesus and committed to being hope-filled witnesses to the work of Jesus in our life. So I encourage you, go back and watch the whole teaching time. But if not, there's your recap so that you can be refreshed and engaged and ready to go for your home church discussion. I'm sure that it will be a great one.
Bye-bye. I hope that you enjoyed this update video. We sure enjoyed making it for you. We're off to daycare, and Liam, hit it. Play our outro music. Gonna push the button, play our outro music. That's our outro music. That's our new outro music. Have a great week, everyone.
Baba.